The galaxy waited inside the Grand Academy Hall, a wide room filled with bright light, long windows, and students from many worlds sitting behind clean metal desks. They came here to learn about Earth. Most of them thought Earth was weak, strange, or too wild to understand. They whispered about the human species with half-smiles and bored faces, believing humans talked big but brought little. Today, the council had announced something special. Every species could bring one beast from their home world to show its power. Many students arrived with strange creatures, some with fur glowing like stars, some with small claws shining like glass. None of them expected anything serious from Earth. The aliens believed humans would bring a small pet, maybe a bird or a simple dog. Nothing more. They waited with low excitement, waiting to laugh. The doors opened slowly. A young human cadet walked inside. His boots hit the wooden floor with calm steps. His uniform was simple, gray and black, but the way he stood made everyone turn their heads. He was not nervous. He was not shy. He looked like someone who knew something they did not. Behind him, the hall grew silent. A heavy sound touched the ground. Something large was sliding forward. A tail moved across the floor like a thick rope cutting through dust. The students leaned back as the figure behind the human became clear. A saltwater crocodile entered the room. The creature's body was huge, strong, and covered in dark green scales. Its back looked like armor made from stone. Its golden eyes moved slowly, watching every corner of the hall. Its mouth opened a little, showing sharp teeth that looked older than many worlds in the galaxy. The crocodile's weight pressed against the floor, making a deep thump each time it shifted. The students froze. Some grabbed their desks. Some held their breath. A few jumped up from their seats in fear. In their worlds, such a creature would be called a monster. On Earth, it was just an animal that lived near the water. The human cadet kept walking calmly. The crocodile followed him without any fear, like it knew exactly where to go. He stood at the center of the hall, right under the main light that fell from the ceiling. His shadow touched the crocodile's back, and both of them looked like a single dangerous line drawn across the floor. The council leader, an old alien with soft silver skin and long arms, stared at the crocodile for a long time. His voice shook a little when he finally spoke. "Human student, what is this?" The human answered in a simple tone. "This is a saltwater crocodile. It is from Earth." A soft wave of nervous laughter moved through the hall. The students did not know if the human was joking. The crocodile turned its head slowly, and the weak laughter stopped immediately. The council leader cleared his throat. "We asked for a beast from Earth, not a terror." The human looked at him without smiling. "This is a normal animal on our planet." The leader blinked as if he did not believe that. "What does it do?" "It survives," the human said. "On Earth, many animals look small or peaceful at first, but every creature has its own power. This one has lived for millions of years. It is one of our oldest hunters." The crocodile's eye shifted again, and every student sitting near it moved their chairs back by instinct. Even those who pretended to be brave swallowed hard as they watched it breathe slowly, its chest rising like a mountain waking from sleep. One alien student raised her hand with a shaking finger. "Does it obey you?" "It listens," the human said, "but it does not obey anyone. It respects strength. It respects calm. It respects survival." As he spoke, the crocodile's head lifted slightly, and the hall filled with a cold, heavy silence. No one in the room wanted to move too fast or make a loud sound. The air felt thick, and every heartbeat sounded louder than usual. The alien students whispered to each other again, but this time there was no laughter, only fear and curiosity. The human walked around the crocodile with gentle steps. He touched its back carefully, running his hand across the rough scales. The crocodile did not attack. It did not growl. It simply watched him, its eyes softening for just a moment. The hall was quiet, except for the low sound of the creature's breathing. The students realized something strange. This huge predator trusted the human. It followed him without question. It moved because he moved. The council leader nodded slowly, trying to understand. Why bring this creature? Why not something small? The human answered with a steady voice. You asked for a beast from Earth, so I brought a real one. Not because it is the biggest, not because it is the strongest, but because it reminds the galaxy of something important. Humans grew up on a world where danger is normal. We survive because we understand our creatures. We live with them, and sometimes they stand with us. The leader lowered his head in deep thought. The hall fell silent again. The students looked at the crocodile with new eyes. They no longer saw it as just a monster. They saw a creature that survived storms, wars, and time itself. A creature from a world they clearly knew nothing about. The human stood tall. The crocodile rested behind him, calm but ready. In that moment, every alien student understood something they did not expect. Earth was not weak, humans were not simple, and the animals of Earth were not toys or pets. They were warnings. The Grand Academy Hall stayed quiet long after the human finished speaking. No one expected this calm, relaxed boy to walk in with a creature that looked like it crawled out of an ancient nightmare. The crocodile rested its massive jaw on the wooden floor, eyes half closed, almost bored. But everyone in the room knew that one wrong move could turn that boredom into disaster. The alien cadets whispered without turning their heads, afraid even their breath might disturb the giant reptile. The council leader looked at the human, then at the crocodile, then back at the human. His voice was careful. Can you demonstrate something? The human nodded once. Yes, but keep everyone in their seats. That warning alone made every alien freeze deeper into their chair. The human lifted his hand slowly. The crocodile's eye opened wider, glowing with gold and green light. It didn't roar. It didn't thrash. It simply watched him with an ancient intelligence that made every student's skin shiver. The human walked a few steps away. The crocodile followed, sliding its heavy body across the smooth floor. The sound of its movement echoed through the hall like stones dragging across metal. He stopped. It stopped. He turned left. It turned left. He raised his hand. The crocodile lifted its head. The aliens watched with wide eyes. Nothing about this made sense to them. Their own beasts obeyed commands only after years of genetic training. Some species used mind links or control collars. But this creature listened out of respect, not force. One alien cadet, a young girl with silver blue eyes, finally whispered loudly enough to hear, "How does it not attack?" The human turned to her. "Because it knows I will never harm it. And it knows I understand it." The girl swallowed. Understand? Understand what? That life is dangerous, he said, and everything on Earth learns to survive early. The crocodile settled behind him again, its tail curling slightly. The student stared at the curved tail like it was a weapon waiting to strike. Another cadet, taller and braver than the rest, raised his voice. "Why bring this creature to a school? Why risk everyone?" The human looked around the hall. "Because you all think Earth is weak, and you think humans exaggerate." His voice remained steady, almost too calm for the situation. "But today you will learn that humans don't exaggerate. We prepare." The council leader cleared his throat again, trying to regain control of the room. "Human student, your demonstration is impressive, but the Academy's test requires each beast to show its instincts: attack, defense, territorial reaction, environmental response." The crocodile's head lifted at the word attack. A few aliens screamed quietly. The leader quickly corrected himself. We mean a controlled environment." The human nodded. "Fine, but I'll give you something better." He stepped toward the center of the room again. The crocodile stayed behind him but raised its body slightly, showing its full size. It looked like a living tank. "When a crocodile prepares to attack," the human said in a calm voice, "it does not roar, it does not growl, it does not show anger." He touched the crocodile's head gently. It becomes silent. The room felt colder. Even the light seemed dimmer, as if the creature's presence was swallowing the warmth out of the air. The cadets shifted, their hands gripping the sides of their desks. "And when it strikes," the human continued, "it moves faster than most animals on Earth, faster than anything you expect from something this size." As if understanding the lesson, the crocodile suddenly snapped its jaws, not at a person, but at the empty air. The sound was so loud that several aliens fell out of their chairs. The jaws closed with enough force to break metal. A backpack on the floor shook from the impact. Everyone stared at the human with shock. He didn't flinch. He didn't step back. He simply rested his hand on the crocodile again, and the creature relaxed instantly, like a giant monster falling back into sleep. One alien cadet whispered to another, "Is the human controlling it?" Another whispered back, "No, the human is not the master. They are partners." The word partners spread like a quiet wave across the hall. The human looked at the class again. "Earth animals are dangerous, but they are not evil. If you respect them, they understand. If you show fear, they don't care. If you show cruelty," he paused, "they end it." The crocodile opened one eye again, as if agreeing. A cadet from the back raised his shaky hand. "What if someone tries to hurt you? Does it protect you?" The human didn't look away from the students. "Always." The crocodile lifted its head slightly. A silent message passed through the room. No one was touching the human today. The council leader understood the meaning first. This was not a simple demonstration anymore. This was a reminder, a warning, a message from Earth. The leader sighed. "Human student. Very well. Your entry is accepted. The saltwater crocodile will be added to the Academy's beast record for testing." Many students gasped. Some whispered that this was madness. Some whispered that this was historic. The human turned back to his crocodile. He pressed his hand gently on its side. "Come on, let's go." The crocodile slid behind him, its massive body moving with surprising smoothness. Every alien student shifted out of the way, creating a clear path without being told to move. Their eyes stayed on the creature until the doors closed behind both of them. The hall remained silent even after they left. The first alien to speak finally whispered, "We are not ready for humans." The second added, "Or for anything that comes from their world." And deep in the Academy's halls, the crocodile's footsteps faded like distant thunder, leaving every student with a single shared thought. Earth was not a small world. Earth was a warning. The Academy corridors were wide, clean, and filled, with quiet lights that hummed like distant stars. Students usually walked through them with easy steps, talking about classes and training. But today, every hallway the human walked through turned silent the moment the crocodile's tail touched the floor. The sound was slow and heavy, like a giant drum hitting stone. No one wanted to breathe too loudly around the creature. The human walked calmly, his hands behind his back. He didn't look worried. He didn't look proud. He just walked like this was normal for him. The crocodile followed, its eyes moving slowly, watching everything with the patience of an old hunter. Some aliens peeked from behind walls, hiding their faces. Some pressed themselves flat against the doors until the human passed. Many whispered about him. They didn't whisper insults now. They whispered warnings. 2 security officers arrived at the end of the hallway. They were tall, armored, and nervous. Their silver helmets reflected the crocodile's body like a green shadow moving across metal. One officer tried to look brave. Human cadet. The council wants the creature moved to the testing arena for classification. The human nodded once. Fine. But the crocodile didn't move toward them. It stared at the officers with a slow blink. The heavy air made both guards step back slightly. The human looked at the creature. "It's all right. They won't hurt you." The crocodile blinked again, then slowly followed. The officers walked ahead, but both kept looking over their shoulders every few seconds. Even their armor couldn't hide the way their hands trembled. The testing arena was a massive dome, made of steel and transparent glass. Inside it were platforms, holographic barriers, and machines designed to measure everything a creature could do. Most beasts entered the arena with their handlers. Some roared, some jumped around, some tried to escape. The crocodile walked in like it owned the floor. Every scientist and officer inside the room froze. One dropped a data pad. Another whispered, "That thing is bigger than the ship's escape pods." The human stood beside the crocodile. "Start the test." The chief examiner, an older alien with bright orange eyes, stared at the creature. We need it to stand in the center." The human guided the crocodile forward with a tap on its shoulder. The creature responded instantly, moving to the center platform, its long tail dragged behind it like a living whip. Machines activated around the arena. Lights scanned the crocodile's scales. Holographic readings floated in the air. Massive jaw pressure is over normal limits. Muscle density, extreme. Armor scale durability, exceptional. Reaction speed, testing now. A small target appeared in front of the crocodile. It didn't move. The scientists waited. The crocodile stayed still as stone. Then the target blinked. The crocodile struck. The attack happened so fast most aliens didn't even see it. They only heard the violent crack of its jaws and watched the target disappear instantly. The sensor flashed red. The chief examiner choked. It destroyed the scanner in one hit. One of the younger scientists whispered, "This is not a normal creature." The human corrected him. "This is normal for Earth." They stared at him like he had just cursed in a holy temple. Next test, environmental pressure. The arena floor shifted, rising and lowering, imitating dangerous terrain. The crocodile moved across the changing floor without trouble. When a plate dropped suddenly, many creatures would panic or fall. The crocodile simply lowered its body and balanced itself like it had known the movement before it happened. The scientists wrote notes quickly. Next test, stress reaction. A giant metal drone emerged from above, letting out a loud alarm. The sound burst across the arena like an explosion. The crocodile didn't flinch. It only turned its head and stared at the drone with cold interest. The drone lowered closer. Too close. The crocodile snapped forward. Faster than the machine could measure, faster than most eyes could follow. The drone broke into pieces and fell to the ground. A scientist shouted, "Stop the test! Stop the test! It's too dangerous!" The human stepped forward. "No, it's not dangerous, it's reactive." The chief examiner swallowed hard. Reactive to what? Threats, the human said, just like every creature on Earth. The room fell silent again. The crocodile looked around calmly, not stressed at all. Its heartbeat barely changed. The scientists could see the readings. It wasn't acting like a scared animal. It was acting like a confident predator in familiar territory. One scientist whispered, "How do humans even survive living near this thing?" The human answered softly, "By respecting it, and by understanding that Earth doesn't spare the unprepared." The examiners wrote final notes with shaking hands. The tests were done. The crocodile had passed every requirement. It had exceeded every scale. It had broken 2 machines and scared 12 officials, but none of them dared to complain out loud. The chief examiner finally spoke. "The creature is classified as a high threat, high-intelligence survival predator. It will be placed in the Academy's top danger category." The human nodded. "Good." The crocodile blinked slowly, resting in the center like a king taking a break after a performance. But then, the arena doors suddenly opened. A group of elite alien cadets stepped inside. They were known for hating humans. They were known for picking fights. Their leader, taller and sharper looking than the rest, walked forward with a smirk. "So, this is the beast you brought, human?" he said. "Looks slow. Looks old. Looks overrated." The crocodile didn't move, but its eyes opened wider. The human stepped between them. "Don't stand too close." The alien smirked harder. "Why? Will your little Earth pet bite me?" The crocodile's tail shifted. Every scientist in the room stepped back. The leader pointed at the human. "Tomorrow, the beast challenge begins, and when your creature loses, the whole Academy will know Earth is a joke." The human didn't answer. He didn't need to, because the crocodile lifted its head, and every alien cadet in the room froze. The elite cadets left the arena with stiff backs and forced confidence, but every step they took betrayed something else. They kept glancing over their shoulders, as if expecting the crocodile to burst through the doors and drag one of them back inside. The scientists pretended to focus on their equipment, but every single one kept their eyes on the creature in the center of the arena. The crocodile lay still again. But something had changed. Its breathing was slower, controlled, like a predator saving strength before something important. The human student stood beside it, his expression calm as always. He didn't chase after the elite cadets. He didn't argue. He didn't defend Earth with speeches or anger. He simply watched. The chief examiner approached carefully. "Human cadet, the beast challenge is dangerous. It is usually symbolic. Most creatures only perform visual displays. But those elite cadets, they will try to provoke something. They already did," the human said quietly. The examiner swallowed. "Do you understand the risk?" The human nodded. "Yes." He didn't say more. He didn't need to. His hand rested on the crocodile's back, and the creature responded with a slow blink, a calm acceptance that only deepened the scientists' confusion. The Academy officials slowly cleared the arena. Lights dimmed. Machines powered down. The human walked toward the exit with his crocodile behind him, the heavy tail sliding across the floor like a shadow alive. The sound echoed through the hall and traveled into every mind that heard it. Those who passed them moved aside without being told. Some pressed themselves against the walls. A few knelt by instinct of their own biology, unable to stay standing near a predator that felt older than their civilizations. The human walked the crocodile to the Academy's beast quarters, a huge series of rooms where every creature was held. Most beasts stayed behind reinforced glass or in controlled chambers. They hissed, growled, or roared as he passed. But when the crocodile appeared, every sound stopped. One massive alien beast, a tall creature with 6 glowing eyes and claws like sharp silver spears, backed away until its body hit the far wall. Its handler gasped. It's scared? That thing is never scared. The human didn't respond. He simply walked to the chamber prepared for the crocodile, a large room with simulated water and a clean platform. The crocodile entered without hesitation, settling into the shallow water with a deep, content breath. The chamber door sealed with heavy metallic locks. Only then did the human step back. An alien caretaker approached nervously. "Does it need anything? Food? Heat? A barrier?" The human shook his head. "It only needs space." The caretaker nodded, though his hands shook so badly, he nearly dropped his tablet. "And tomorrow's challenge. Do you think it will be safe?" "Safe?" the human repeated. He looked at the chamber window where the crocodile rested like a living weapon asleep. "There is no safe tomorrow. Not for them." The caretaker backed away, unsure if that meant the cadets or their beasts. The human left the beast quarters slowly, moving through quiet hallways until he reached his own dorm. Lights were low. Students whispered from inside their rooms. A few doors cracked open, letting eyes peek out. He heard the same sentence repeated again and again. "That human is insane. That creature shouldn't exist. Why did Earth bring something like that? Does that boy even understand what he brought?" The human ignored all of them. He entered his room and sat on his bed. The silence felt thick, like the academy was holding its breath for tomorrow. He closed his eyes. He remembered Earth's waters, the hot sun hitting the river surface, the deep shadows under the mangroves, the quiet world where crocodiles waited for hours without moving. He remembered the first time he approached one. The danger, the calm, the respect. He breathed slowly. "You'll be fine," he whispered into the quiet room. He wasn't talking to himself, he was talking to the crocodile. Morning came quickly. The Academy's Beast Challenge Arena was already filled with students, teachers, officers, and researchers. The dome lights shined bright across the massive space. Platforms rose from the ground. Barriers glowed with protective energy. Every seat was occupied. Every alien wanted to witness what the human had brought. The elite cadets stood in a line on the other side of the arena. Their beasts were huge, armored, and aggressive-looking. One creature had metallic claws. Another had venom sacs, glowing blue. A third had wings made of sharp bone plates. Their war cries shook the floor. The crowd cheered for them. Then the main doors opened. The cheering died instantly. The human walked inside. The crocodile followed him, slow and silent. It didn't roar. It didn't raise its tail. It didn't show its teeth. It just walked like the arena belonged to it, like it was returning to a riverbank it had claimed long ago. Even the elite cadets felt the shift in the air. The leader tried to smile. It looked weak. The announcer's voice echoed through the dome. "Beasts will display their natural power. No direct combat is allowed." Before he could finish, the crocodile stopped moving. The floor itself seemed to hold its breath. The alien crowd leaned back in their seats. Some whispered prayers. Some whispered Earth wasn't normal. Some whispered that this was a mistake. A big one. The crocodile lowered its body slightly, preparing. The announcer hesitated. "Human student? Is your creature reacting?" The human didn't answer. He simply placed his hand on the crocodile's head. The creature's eyes opened wider. Then the human whispered 4 calm words that carried across the silent dome. "Show them your world." The arena lights shifted to a deep gold as the human stepped back. The crocodile stayed in the center, still and silent. The energy in the dome changed like a storm forming in slow motion. Thousands of alien eyes stayed locked on the creature. No one blinked. No one moved. No one dared. The elite cadets stepped forward with their beasts. Their leader commanded his 6-legged armored monster to roar. The sound shook the arena walls. Some students in the audience covered their ears. The creature's claws tore into the ground, leaving cracks behind. It stood tall, confident, ready to show dominance. The crocodile didn't react. The second elite cadet released his winged predator. The creature spread razor-sharp bone wings, slicing the air. Sparks flew as it scraped its claws across the metal floor. The beast screeched, the pitch sharp enough to make nearby examiners step back. The crocodile blinked once. The third cadet's venomous creature hissed loudly, glowing blue from under its skin. Poison dripped from its fangs. It slammed its tail into the floor, leaving a burning mark. The audience gasped as the floor smoked. The crocodile didn't care. The elite cadets looked confused. Their beasts had just displayed strength meant to intimidate, but the crocodile acted like it was bored by every dramatic performance. The human watched silently, his eyes calm, like he already knew the outcome. The announcer lifted his voice, shakily. "All beasts will now show their instinctive power. Begin." The crocodile moved. It wasn't fast at first, it wasn't loud. It simply lifted its body a little higher and took one heavy step forward. The floor answered with a deep echo. Its tail dragged with slow confidence. Its eyes scanned the arena. No rush, no fear, no excitement. Only calculation. The entire dome went silent. The first elite cadet whispered, "Why is it walking like that?" The human answered softly, "Because it's choosing." The armored beast growled loudly again. The crocodile slowly turned its head. Its eyes focused on the huge creature like a hunter studying prey. The armored beast suddenly backed up one step. Just one. But the entire arena noticed. Predators don't back up. Not unless they sense something older. The second elite cadet's winged creature tried to fly above the crocodile. Its wings cut the air with loud snaps. The crocodile watched it rise, blinking slowly. When the creature dove down to impress the judges, the crocodile didn't look threatened. Instead, it lowered its body in a smooth motion. The winged beast swooped past. Just air, nothing to hit. The creature tried again, flying lower, wings sharp as blades. The crocodile moved then. A small shift, a turn of the head. No speed yet, just awareness. The winged creature panicked mid-air. Its wings faltered. It veered away wildly and landed badly, stumbling on the ground. The crowd gasped. The crocodile stayed in the same place, its tiny movement enough to break another beast's confidence. The venomous creature tried next. It slithered closer, dripping poison on the floor. The air shimmered from the chemical heat. It hissed loudly, threatening, ready to strike. The crocodile lowered its jaw and exhaled slowly through its teeth. Not a roar, not a growl, just the low, ancient breath of a patient killer. The venomous creature froze, stopped hissing, stopped moving. Not because it was scared, because every instinct inside it screamed the same message. Do not challenge this thing. The crowd could feel the tension. Some aliens stood from their seats. Others held on to each other. A few couldn't take the pressure and left the arena with trembling legs. The chief examiner whispered, "This is not a display. This is..." Survival hierarchy. The human nodded. Yes, on Earth animals don't waste energy. They understand danger without fighting. The elite leader clenched his jaw. It hasn't attacked anything. It's not showing real power. The human looked at him. You want power? His hand rested on the crocodile's head. The crocodile's entire posture shifted. Its tail lifted from the ground. Its muscles tightened. Its eyes narrowed. The arena floor vibrated. The elite beasts took another step back. All three. Even the armored one. The crocodile didn't attack. It simply moved forward, one long, heavy slide across the metal floor. The lights trembled. The air felt heavier. Even the announcer forgot to breathe. The crocodile stopped directly in front of the elite beasts. Its jaws opened. Not to bite. Just to show them the inside of a mouth built for ending anything that got too close. The beast's instincts broke. All three backed away at the same time. The arena erupted with gasps. The elite leader shouted, "No! Stand your ground!" But his beasts didn't listen. They retreated behind him, trembling, whimpering, refusing to come out. The crowd sat in stunned silence. Even the walls seemed quiet, like the arena itself respected the crocodile. The human stepped beside his creature. He didn't smile. He didn't boast. He just spoke in a calm, steady voice. This is Earth power. Quiet, patient, deadly when it must be. The crocodile closed its jaws softly. Every beast in the arena bowed its head. Every alien saw it. The crocodile wasn't just strong. It was the apex. The elite leader stood frozen. His confidence shattered. His beasts hid behind him like children hiding from a storm. The human turned to leave. The crocodile followed. The crowd remained silent even after they left the arena. No one clapped. No one cheered. No one spoke. Because for the first time in the Academy's history, a creature didn't have to fight to win. It only had to exist. The Academy had never been this quiet. Word of the crocodile's dominance spread through every hallway, classroom, lab, and dorm. Students whispered about it like it was a ghost that walked the floors at night. Some didn't even want to sleep near windows, afraid the creature might stare at them through the glass. The elite cadets, the ones who mocked the human, walked with lowered heads now. Their beasts refused to train. Some refused to eat. One refused to leave its chamber at all after facing the crocodile. Their handlers tried everything, but fear from a primal level clung to them. The council called an emergency meeting, the hall filled with high-ranking aliens, their robes shining under bright lights. They stood around a large hologram, showing the crocodile's readings. The data floated in the air like warnings written in light. The council leader looked tired. This creature is beyond our predictions. It is not genetically enhanced. It is not artificial. It is completely natural. Another council member shook her head. If this is natural, what else does Earth hide? What more exists in their oceans, their forests, their deserts? No one had an answer. The human cadet stood at the center of the hall. He didn't look nervous. He didn't act proud. He waited quietly for the council to speak. Finally, the leader turned to him. Human cadet, your beast has passed every test, but now we must discuss the future. Many fear this creature. They fear what it means. The human nodded. Then let me explain something. The hall leaned in. Earth is dangerous, he said simply, but danger taught us respect. We grow up understanding that the world is bigger than us, stronger than us. We learn to live with creatures that can end us without a sound. If we want to survive, we earn their trust. We don't rule them. He stepped aside as the crocodile entered the hall behind him. Its steps echoed, calm and steady. The council members stiffened, but the creature stopped beside the human like a silent guardian. "This crocodile is not a weapon," the human said. "It is a lesson." The leader frowned. "A lesson in fear." "A lesson in truth," the human replied. "You wanted to see Earth's strength. You wanted to compare yourselves to our beasts. Now you have." The crocodile opened one golden eye and scanned the room. No council member dared to breathe loudly. The human continued. "This creature didn't attack. It didn't roar. It didn't hurt anyone. It only showed that power doesn't need noise. It only needs presence." A deep silence followed. Then one council member whispered, "What do you want us to understand?" The human placed his hand gently on the crocodile's rough back. "That Earth is not weak. Humans are not weak. And if the galaxy ever forgets this, our world will remind you the same way this creature did. Quietly." The words hit the council harder than any roar could have. The leader exhaled slowly. "Very well. The Academy will recognize the saltwater crocodile as a high-tier survival species. Your entry is officially the strongest creature ever recorded in this institution's history." The hall erupted in uneasy murmurs. The human bowed his head politely. "Thank you." The council leader wasn't finished. "And one more thing. The Academy requests to study Earth's ecology, not to exploit it, but to understand it. To learn." The human nodded. "Then learn with respect, not fear." The meeting ended. The hall emptied. The human walked back through the corridors with his crocodile by his side. But this time, something changed. The students didn't hide. They stepped aside, not out of fear, but out of awe. Some bowed slightly, some nodded, some whispered gratitude for the lesson they had received. The human walked calmly, feeling the shift. When he reached the beast chamber, the crocodile slid into its water and rested, closing its eyes. It looked peaceful again, like it had never scared an entire academy. The human placed his hand on the glass softly. "Good job," he said, almost in a whisper. The crocodile lifted its head slightly in acknowledgement, then sank deeper into the water. Across the academy, no creature roared that night. No beast made a sound. It was as if they all sensed the presence of something older, something wiser, something that didn't need to shout to be king. The galaxy would remember this day. The day humans were no longer underestimated, the day Earth spoke without words, and the day a saltwater crocodile walked into an alien academy and changed everything.